Hey all you imps, welcome back to another reaction. This time we're back with the FatFiles, and I at least think it is. Is it? Shit, it's not letting me, scroll down. Anyway.
I normally don't do current event dog pile type content, but nobody seems to be pointing out what is incredibly obvious to me, that
The whole thing with Cracker Barrel, this is too funny not to do this.
This company might be pulling off the greatest marketing stunt in the past decade. Today we're talking about Cracker Barrel. If you don't know, they rebranded recently and absolutely everybody hates it. This is not a political war thing where the left likes it and the right doesn't, or the right likes it and the left doesn't. No, everybody across the political spectrum.
One moment, I'm gonna readjust myself real quick. Just a little more this way. Okay, that kind of looks good. And you know, we're working with this. Alright. Anyway.
Come out and said, we absolutely hate what you've done with this.
Everyone disliked.
It genuinely might be the most unifying thing that has happened to the United States of America since 9/11, okay? Do you know how bad you gotta fuck up to, in 2025, get Donald Trump and Gavin Newsom on the same page? The official DNC Twitter account even said, we think...
Look, hit... Okay. Just quick annotation, something like that. I don't know what the word is, but, I'm not going to touch politics. That's just a thing. I don't touch politics. I'm here for the funny and the history.
I think the new Cracker Barrel branding sucks too. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm going to rephrase it a little bit differently so we're all on the same page. Cracker Barrel, aka a restaurant unironically and literally named Cracker Barrel, that is accused of LGBTQ discrimination and racial discrimination. And when you walk inside...
Okay, real quick. The name Cracker Barrel is actually quite historically accurate, because you might know of such a thing called hardtack. Hardtack is a lot like crackers, but thicker, drier, and harder. That's what she said, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, those were normally stored in crates. However, crackers, being much more softer and smaller and all that, instead they'd get shipped in barrels. And this is also where the term bottom of the barrel comes from, because most likely than not, at the bottom of the barrel is where all the bugs and gross mold shit and all that crap would be at. So yeah.
Is
you might say this in this, I don't know.
Though it's Minnie's haberdashery from the Quentin Tarantino movie The Hateful Eight, has rebranded and remodeled some of the restaurants, and they fucked it up so bad.
It looks so bland.
Leftists are like, no. The segregated bus stop vibes were better. Bring it back. They've literally done such a bad job that it almost feels like it's intentional. And I think it might be, and we're going to get into it right after a word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Supremacy World War III. It is a free online...
Okay, that's cool and all.
California, I mean, attack.
We're not babies. And
dang it. Okay, I did check during that. It is the TheFatFiles.
2, we're not that drunk.
But it gets better, because right now for Season 18, they have the Cataclysmic Mutation, which it's free on both PC based off the B game. Let's get back to the video. All right, Cracker Barrel. We're going to start off with a little history, how the company came to be. Why? Because you got to understand where the company comes from. Start off with a little history, how the company came to be.
Sorry about that.
Because you got to understand where the company comes
from. For those of you who don't understand and might be seeing my channel for the first time, my internet is shit. It is utter shit. But we work with what we got. This is why if you check my streams on the gaming channel that I try to do almost every Saturday, those streams are in at best 480p. But trust me, my regular videos on the game channel look way better. They're nice, crisp HD. I try to make sure they look nice. So anyway, enough freaking plugins. Let's
to
go.
understand where it's going or where it should be going, right? Makes sense. So Cracker Barrel was started
Mm-hmm.
by a guy by the name of Dan Evans. Dan Evans was a Marine that joined after World War II, went, fought in Korea, came back home, worked a couple of different jobs, and then went to work in his family's oil company, going to gas stations, basically being a salesman for gas to small gas stations. Now, during the same time period, in the couple of decades after World War II, America was building and finishing its interstate highway system. Basically, America saw Germany's Autobahn in World War II and was like, oh, that's a good idea. We're going to win this war and then steal that idea, which is exactly what we did. Now, the problem at the time, or at least for Rob Evans, was this meant that people were going to be using these massive interstates to just cut right through the land, and they weren't going to be taking all the small highways that everybody used before, and this put a lot of smaller gas stations out of business. Rather than just slowly decline and go out of business and fade into nothing, Rob Evans said, okay, we've got this new thing. It's kind of cool. Massive highway, goes really fast. People are traveling further, faster. That's great, but it does have some shortcomings. These massive interstates don't cut right through the middle of towns like these highways.
So they don't got restaurants
traveling for hours
or general's goods. Oh my gosh.
Gas. They're still going to need food, and a lot of them are still probably going to want to pick up knickknacks and souvenirs to say, hey, I was in this place, like a shot glass or a magnet.
This makes so much sense.
No, Dad, not that, please.
The Goofy movie.
So that's what he built. He built the first Cracker Barrel. It was a gas station slash restaurant slash souvenir store, and he slapped it right on the interstate in Lebanon,
Cracker
Tennessee,
Barrel restaurant with a shell.
And to nobody's surprise, it was outrageously popular. It was the one-stop shop concept. You're driving down the road for
the Dollar General before the Dollar General.
To go. Oh, look, there's one spot I can stop. I can get gas, dinner, and a souvenir. Perfect. Then I'm going to get back on the road. The entire concept kind of felt like a general store back in the Old West. Like, it doesn't matter what you're looking for. You have to go to the only store in town to get it, and if they don't have it, they'll order it. So that's what he kind of themed it after. He themed it after an old Western general store, and because of that, he decided to name it Cracker Barrel, because back in the Old West, the general stores had barrels that were full of crackers.
Exactly.
Don't do that. Don't what?
Oh my
From here,
gosh.
the business grew like wildfire, but the interstates were becoming, you know, more and more of a thing. Gas stations were popping up. People were copying the same strategy. So he's like, you know, gas isn't really making us that much money. We're going to drop the gas portion.
Yeah, just go back to, just go to what works.
Souvenir shop in it, but we're still going to be right on the interstate. And that is how we arrived at the Cracker Barrel that we all know today. It is a Western general store themed restaurant that serves Southern food.
I honestly have not eaten at a Cracker Barrel in so long. I don't even know how long. Like, it's been a couple of years. But the last time I went into a Cracker Barrel was sometime last year, because I wanted some fudge. And I was hoping that they'd have the kind of fudge I was looking for. They didn't, but I still walked out with like 8 things, including some glass bottle soda. I freaking like love glass bottle cola. This stuff just, it hits different. Like, the people with, like, don't get me wrong, like, metal can versus plastic bottle, those hit different. Glass bottle is entirely a step above both.
And has a gift shop up front that is actually secretly evil, but genius at the same time. That little knick-knack shop up front is responsible for 20%
because it looks like all homemade
shit,
but it's
revenue,
actually like all freaking processed, like
last year, meaning
have
they're
a factory
moving
probably.
like $700 million worth of knickknacks every single year. I know what you're thinking, how is that even possible? Because if you have a family and you go to Cracker Barrel, that gift shop is like a family-friendly version of the Saw movie.
Bruh, I hate freaking Saw.
What do you want? Awake. What?
I think the movies are good. I just don't. I freaking hate horror and shit like that.
There's a 15-minute wait at the restaurant. You now must stand inside of an old-timey toy store for 15 minutes with your small children and not be compelled to buy them a harmonica and a cap gun. Mission fucking impossible, okay? Sorry, I'm trauma dumping. Anyways, now we're in modern times. In 2023, they got a new CEO, Julie Messino. Okay, now the CEO that she replaced
those glasses,
was more
not flatter.
or less shit-canned very politely. They didn't fire her.
Now, I might have those types of glasses or something very similar on the Blue Oni on the gaming channel, but like, they look cute on my model.
Accelerated her retirement plan. Okay, whatever, that's fine. They have a new CEO, this Julie Messino person. Is she an inside hire from the company that understands the culture and what makes the company successful?
Probably not.
No, of course she isn't. We're going to bring in somebody else that's an industry expert, and they're going to know how to fix everything, which never ever works. But you know what? Maybe she's the exception. Okay, what's her background? Oh, she was the head of marketing at Starbucks. Not looking great, okay? You know what
I
company doesn't
don't
need
even
marketing?
know.
Starbucks. Have you ever seen a Starbucks commercial? Yeah, me neither. You ever seen a Starbucks ad? No, not really.
I
Starbucks'
haven't walked
business
into a
model is they're
Starbucks
fucking
in like
everywhere, and do
10
you want
years.
caffeine or not? The end. Being in charge of the head of marketing at Starbucks is like being in charge of selling ass candles to dogs. You can't fuck that job up. On top of that, Starbucks isn't
If
even
I'm
really trying
buying
to
a
sell
coffee,
they're trying to sell gift.
if I'm buying a coffee, just if I'm like stopping somewhere to get a coffee, I'm just gonna go to a gas station and freaking just fill it up there, and get like a large coffee that is like about the size of a water bottle, probably, but like the cup's bigger than that, but it's as tall, and it's only like $3.
Cards so they can continue being the world's biggest unregulated
You can
bank,
mix that
which I
with some
did an
hot
entire video
cocoa,
on.
put
We're not
a
going
lot
to
of
get into
creamer
it.
in it.
After
I
that,
love
she
it.
was the president of Taco Bell. Okay, that sounds like it could be pretty good, but I promise you, it's not. Okay, Taco Bell is owned by Yum Brands, and Yum Brands is a conglomerate that owns KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut, and that conglomerate
I don't know
is
what the habit
owned
is.
by Pepsi. Why does Pepsi own fast food restaurants? Well, because in
So
the
that they can sell
1970s and the
Pepsi.
1980s, when Pepsi was trying to become a major household names, they could not compete with Coke because every restaurant in America had Coke machines and nobody wanted fucking Pepsi. So Pepsi went and bought 3 major food chains to force them to have Pepsi inside of the restaurant so they could force feed it to people and convince them that Pepsi was better. Pepsi literally said, we have no reputation and no customer base. We're gonna buy 3 entities that have a massive following and we're gonna use that to force feed our product into people.
Put it in your mouth and just eat it.
God, I hate
I don't care what you hate. You said you do it.
Which means, ultimately, at the end of the day, all they care about is the restaurants breaking even, maybe. They don't give a shit if the restaurants do good. They just want to sell more Pepsi. If so facto, all of her experience at being an industry expert is by working at a company that's fucking up to something other than selling good food to people, right? Starbucks is trying to be an unregulated bank, and Yum Brands is trying to force feed people Pepsi. There's an ulterior motive. They don't really care how the company does. But Cracker
And Taco Bell
doesn't
just
have
wants to
that.
troll
The only
people
thing they're up to is strong-arming
in the
me
best
into
way
buying
possible.
a harmonica for my 4-year-old so that I slowly go insane. So she comes in 2003 and is like, you know what we need to do to fix everything with this company that's been functioning just fine for the past fucking 50 years?
But
We
she
should
changed
absolutely
2003.
change everything. We'll do exactly the same thing we did with Taco Bell. We'll take a logo that's awesome and retro and cool.
Wait, you said
And then
2003.
we'll make a minimalist version
Oh.
with less colors that everybody
Oh.
fucking hates. Because every time
Yeah,
somebody
it does
looks at
look
a
kinda
logo of a
dumb.
multi-billion-dollar company, they want to look at it and say to themselves in the back of their head, I wonder how much the graphic designer got paid because I could have done that shit on Microsoft Paint. And then we'll go inside
I know
to
it's
the
so
restaurants, we'll strip
stupid.
all the cool shit off the walls, we'll paint everything white like it's a rental property, and then put half of the cool shit back up with little plaques that tell you what it is so it looks like a museum exhibit. You know, the same exact thing that we did to Taco Bell. Look what they did to my childhood. Taco Bell used to be
Yeah.
beautiful inside and
Why isn't it
out.
purple?
It was absolutely fantastic, and now look at it. It's just a giant square
Again, why isn't it
blob
purple?
of minimalist.
I'll be honest, I
millennial
don't think the Taco Bell I go to looks like that, but at the same time, I haven't stepped foot in it in a while, so maybe they changed.
gray bullshit. Modern Taco Bells look like they got designed by a middle-aged white woman wearing
Okay, yeah, it
Ugg boots
might
and
look
got
like
all
that.
of her ideas off of Pinterest. I'm legitimately surprised they haven't changed their slogan from think outside the bun to something stupid like live, laugh, love. Oh wait, fuck,
I'll be
they did that in 2012 because when you go to
Yeah, I was
Taco
about to say,
Bell,
I don't
you're
even
supposed
know
to live
their
Moss
freaking
now.
slogan. I just know the bell noise.
I hate it. Oh, I hate it.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I didn't know what Live Moss meant either. I thought it was just like a freaking. I thought it was like the name of their sauce or something. Like I thought that was the name of their new sauce. I just thought like, okay, is that what that? Like, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't speak Spanish or anything like that. I literally just got the ad that literally just came up a second ago was a freaking ad for some type of AI translator, and be like, I ain't gonna use that freaking shit. Like.
No, it's not. It gets the people going.
So, is Cracker Barrel going to go downhill? Almost certainly. As soon as they announced this remodel and their rebranding, they lost 12% of their market share. $94 million just
I was about to say, I thought it was like
erased from
30.
existence. And so far, the only response that Cracker Barrel has given out to enormous public backlash is to send the CEO onto the news to talk to Michael Strahan, an ex-NFL player that retired when I was in like 8th grade, but somehow still looks way younger than me. And she goes up there and has the balls or the ovaries, whatever, to look everybody in the face and gaslight us and be like, actually, people love the new design, despite the fact that nobody does.
Honestly,
Everyone is
the feedback
hating on it.
Overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. The number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, How can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel?
You said a
How do I get a release?
soundbite.
Oh, really?
So the
You're
feedback
talking.
and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members.
Bullshit.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I
No,
ever
it's
heard.
bullshit.
So I'm
It's worse.
90% sure
There's
that
more of
Cracker
it.
Barrel, as we know it now, is going to die off in the next 5 years. But there's a 10% chance that this is the most brilliant marketing stunt of all time. Okay, hear me out.
Get
They've lost
everyone
$94 million.
pissed.
Sure.
Don't
but
change
that's all
anything
stock
then.
price bullshit, right? That's
And
not
everyone
real. It's not a
floods
realized
back.
loss yet. Okay, it's all on paper. It's imaginary. It doesn't exist.
It's like that whole thing where it's like you don't know what you had until it's gone. So they made you think it was gone. Haha, I only faked my death. Now shower me with your money.
It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not fucking real.
In exchange for that 94 million imaginary dollar loss, they've gained hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of free publicity. When's the last time you heard about Cracker Barrel in the news? Fucking never. Cracker Barrel is the talk of the town right now. Buh! But it's all negative publicity. Buh! Yeah, sure. But haven't you ever
Yeah,
heard
and
the
people
phrase,
say all
"There's no
publicity is
such
good
thing as
publicity"?
bad publicity? Okay, they've done such a shitty job. It's almost perfectly shitty, okay? This isn't a catastrophe. There's a 10% chance that this is a controlled demolition on purpose. Okay, because here's the kicker. All the news
I'll be
articles are
perfectly
like,
honest, there is
Cracker
such a
Barrel
thing as bad
remodeled.
publicity.
Cool. They don't actually tell you that all Cracker Barrels didn't remodel. Only 30 of the 660 Cracker Barrels got a remodel. And if Cracker Barrel is smart, especially if they did this on purpose, they remodeled the 30 shittiest performing Cracker Barrels that they had that they were probably going to have to close down anyways. So now they're out $94 million on paper, and whatever it costs to remodel 30 Cracker
Honestly, I
Barrels.
wouldn't have been surprised if they just freaking staged the whole thing and had it on like a movie
10
set.
of which is real, 94 of which is on paper. In exchange, they've gotten, I don't know, $500 million in free publicity, and now in the other 630 Cracker Barrels all over the country, people are gonna go, oh shit, that Cracker Barrel hasn't been remodeled yet. We should eat there one last time because this is our last chance before they remodel it. All of a sudden, Cracker Barrel has the best year they've ever had. All of a sudden, Cracker Barrel's stock price goes through the roof. Now they're not losing money on paper. They're probably making money on paper, and they've probably made enough to offset the amount they spent remodeling the 30 locations that they were going to close anyways. They close those 30 stores down, and they carry on with business as usual. They change the logo back.
Makes sense.
They issue some corporate apology like, we've heard your voice, and we respect and value your opinion, and that's why we've decided to bring the old white guy back onto the logo. He's not going to go to an island of misfit toys with Aunt Jemima and the Indian girl from the Land of Lakes logo and Uncle Ben. No, he's gonna stay on the restaurant where he belongs.
You're goddamn right.
And we're not gonna remodel any more of the restaurants. Fucking America, the end. Okay, and I know what you're thinking. That seems like an awful lot to go through just to have one good year of sales. And I would agree with you, okay, but here is the reason that I'm giving this a 10% possibility. There was never an issue with Cracker Barrel's decor, okay? Nobody went in there and was ever complaining like, oh shit, this Cracker Barrel looks like a fucking Cracker Barrel, okay? You know what you're getting into when you go to Cracker Barrel. Nobody's complaining. If you go back to before this PR nightmare hit the internet, all of the complaints about Cracker Barrel were about the food quality, menu changes, and bad service, okay? Cracker Barrel didn't just...
Again, I haven't eaten at Cracker Barrel in a long time, but the last time I did, like, the food to me was super bland, and I didn't like it.
remodel 30 locations, they also revitalized
I love
the
their
menu
store, though.
across all 660 Cracker Barrels, including bringing back old favorites like Uncle Herschel's favorite. So presumably they fixed the actual issues that Cracker Barrel had, but the problem is with the restaurant, once you go there 2 or 3 times and you don't have a good meal, you're probably just never gonna go there again. So they needed to come up with a way to convince people to come back to Cracker Barrel one last time, to give them one last chance, to give them a good experience, and they could have staged this entire PR nightmare on purpose to do just that. And the added kicker,
I'll be
they
perfectly
didn't
honest, I'd
spin the
believe it.
entire thing like, hey, we're the one company that listens to you guys. We're the one company that didn't sacrifice their legendary, well-known,
And it was all a psyop.
off the brand forever. No, we brought him back because you guys wanted him. We kept the restaurant the same because that's what you guys wanted. Cracker Barrel is an American institution, and we listen to you guys and we give you what you want, and then everybody loves Cracker Barrel and their new awesome menu. But like I said, I don't think they're that smart. I give it a 10% chance that that's actually what's happening, and there's a 90% chance that Cracker Barrel is just circling the drain and will be gone in 5 years. So there's that. Thanks for watching.
What? Wait, what the fuck?
All right, emergency update. Never really had to do this before, and like I said, that's probably because I don't like covering emerging trendy topics, but I guess here we are. Everything you've seen up until this point was filmed on the 24th, and it is now the 26th at approximately 7 o'clock Central Time, and I've just been informed via Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that Cracker Barrel has issued their corporate apology, and they're going to be keeping their original logo. Because of this, I will now be updating my prediction. There is no longer a 10% chance that this is an intentional marketing ploy. There is now a 50-50 chance that this is intentional. They're doing it on purpose, and if they are, it's absolutely genius, and if they're not, it's the worst idea I've ever seen in my entire life. Anyways, thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at TheFatElectrician.com. Quack bang out.
Yeah.
If I'm right about this, I will, for the rest of my life, claim that somebody at Cracker Barrel headquarters saw my video, stole my idea, and saved the company forever. Probably not the truth, but that's what I'm going to roll with.
That is pretty funny. Oh man, that was nice. That was a fun video. But yeah, I hope you imps enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the gaming channel, and I will see you imps in the next video. Bye. Alright, you imps, fall in line. Only you can build up the numbers in the imp army, so that Oni-Chan, your leader, can prevail. I look forward to meeting you on the battlefield of the YouTube algorithm. Have a lovely day.